last circuit here. This one has 4 different movements through them. Ideally, this is where you're gonna, just like yesterday, try to burn yourself out and use up whatever energy you had left at the end of the workout, at the end of this workout as well. So your 4 movements, your first one's gonna start off with a single arm row. The repetitions on this, they're also gonna be pretty open-ended. As few as 5, no more than 10. Once again, just a reminder, if you guys have heavy enough weight or almost maybe too heavy of weight, stick to that 5 repetition count. If what you have weight-wise is a little bit too light, then you wanna go upwards to the 10 repetition count. On a side note, if what you have is too light and the 10 reps in and of itself still isn't quite where you want to be and heavier weight isn't an option, that single arm row at 10 reps, you can also start pausing it at the top to get a stronger contraction and get a little bit more out of it. Your second exercise is going to be a prone shoulder raise. So this is going to be one of those exercises where you're probably going to want to use the same weight that you're using for your iron cross squat, even if that was a freaking can of soup. You can use a can of soup for this one. That one is going to be opening up your chest and pinching your shoulder blade at the same time. Third and fourth exercises, those are both going to be from the floor. You have a plank walk in, and then you have a wide plank walk. So let's just jump into it, guys. All right, guys, so exercise 1, single arm bent over row, 5 to 10 per side. You guys already know what this is about. If you're a regular at the camp, this is kind of our flagship movement for Thursdays, although there's a ton of upper body movements we can go through. This is the one that we tend to really enjoy doing the most. So single arm bent over row. You're going to get yourself into a split stance. Your front foot is going to be flat-footed. Your back foot, you're just going to be on your toes. You're going to have a straight line that goes from your heel all the way up to your neck. Your single weight is going to start down. You're going to pull up, not using your bicep, but by using your shoulder blades. Your elbow should cross that midline of your body. So you see right now, it's not going that deep. It's not going that far back. That's where we want to be. So it's going to be as few as 5. No more than 10. So say you have a little bit too light of a weight, you can come up, pause, 1, 2, back down. Pause, 1, 2, back down. Now, 2 things that we want to make sure is not happening on this. You're not getting bullied by the weight as you come down. So what I mean by that is you can look great here, and then as you bring that weight down, the weight brings you down as well. Do not get bullied by the weight and let your shoulder start coming out of position here. Row, shoulder blade stays retracted. Row, shoulder blade stays retracted. Second and final thing, we want to make sure that you guys are not just using your biceps. So as you're doing this movement, if you find your weight getting closer to your face, like this, you're engaging a little bit too much of your bicep, and this is turning basically into a curl. We don't want that, otherwise it would be a curl. What we're trying to do is bring that weight basically to where our pocket would be. 1, 2, 5 to 10 reps, first exercise, 5 to 10 per side. Second exercise here is gonna be a prone shoulder raise. So prone, you're face down. Guess where your hands are? Right under your shoulders. Now, you're gonna hold on to a light weight. Your start point's gonna be here. Your end point's gonna be there. Now, what you're trying to do on this is not just flail your arm up, just like you're being mindful in your overhead press, your kneeling overhead press where you're covering your ears. Same type of idea here. You're covering your ears. So you have your single weight. You're not stopping here. You're not stopping here. You're coming all the way up to the point at which your earlobe is completely covered, or if you're not all that flexible, not that limber, where at least for a split second, a portion of your earlobe is covered. If you guys have a multitude of weights here, this is not the exercise where we really want or need to see you go all that heavy. Your range of motion is a lot more important on this. Without jumping into it too much, if you have too heavy of a weight, typically what's gonna happen here, your body's gonna go through the range of motion, but you're gonna be using the wrong muscle group to produce that movement. So you wanna make sure that you have a weight where you feel all that contraction in your shoulder blades, not your forearm and not your tricep. So start point, end point. This is gonna be 10 per side. Do not rock, do not find yourself coming up. If you need to come up, if you find yourself rocking, feel like you need to, what that means is you need to change that weight. So that's exercise 2. Exercise 3 is a plank walk in. So you're gonna be in a proper push-up position. So you are now committed to being off of your knees. From here, you're gonna walk in, back, back. 1. In, back, back. 2. You notice my butt is barely moving. It's not coming up and piking, nor is it completely drooping here. You want to kind of think of it that, once again, something that's important to you is balanced on the small of your back. You are maintaining that balance throughout that entire movement. So it's very mindful. If you're able to do this quickly, that's fine, but most of us, we're gonna need to move a little bit more slowly and methodical through this movement, and in doing that, you might actually start feeling your core working too, so that's a bonus. Your fourth and final movement of the day is a wide plank walk. So your feet and hands are stacked, meaning that they are essentially touching each other. You are going to creep out wider and wider and wider and wider and wider and wider until you get to that point where you feel like, if I go further down, I might not come back up. Then you come all the way back up. That would be 1 repetition all the way to 10. We're all gonna look incredibly different doing this based on our strength and our flexibility and how we feel at this point of the workout. But regardless of how you look compared to someone else, you have the same cues and instructions as everyone else. Your hands and arms, your hands and legs move coordinated here so you're not cumbersome. And also your back is staying engaged, it's not sagging, it's not piking. So if all you got is this, then that's what we'll take. Don't break your form at all on this, guys. So this is gonna be that, well, this is the first workout where we really start trying to customize things and getting you thinking a little bit, where we're talking about, do you have heavy weight or do you have lightweight? As these days and weeks progress, this, like I said, this is gonna be a super cool opportunity for you to learn and not just feel 100% dependent and reliant on the coach. I want you guys to kind of start thinking your way through this, like, this is a little bit too light of weight, that means I need to up my reps. This is a little bit too heavy, I need to lower my reps, but still focus on my form. So great job today, guys. Tomorrow, core and cardio Friday, so you know you're gonna die.